All right, let's get this show on the road. Hey, John. Everybody hear me? Maybe. I know there's a lag, but hopefully everybody can hear me. Well, my tests on my end show okay. Oh, okay. I was just getting ready to type it out. Hey, Heath. I am in uniform, Heath, just so you know. I think I'm streaming right now, Heath. So Wednesday was interesting, and I ran across Rick at the Caboose Stop Hobbies YouTube stream. I wish I would have known about that a long time ago. Some really good buys. Yeah, it wouldn't have taken much to fool me. Hello, Ethan Armitage. To the Caboose Stop Hobbies, Heath. What do you want to link to? I called. I sent him an email because you tell them what you want, but I didn't know how we were supposed to pay for it or give them shipping information or whatever. So yesterday I sent him a Caboose Stop Hobbies. I sent him a email. So last night I got a reply and just give him a call. So I called Carol today. I was talking with her and the three things that I wanted, plus one more that when I went back and looked at the replay, nobody had expressed an interest in. So she goes, well, you want me to hold? This isn't very much. You want me to hold it for you for a week or two until you build it up some more, save on shipping? I said, no, that's okay. Go ahead and ship it. So, hey, Steve, I'll see if I can find it, Heath. Little thing called Google. There's the chat. And then here's the link to join up. You ain't trying to get Rick? Since all the work gets done by John, right? At least that's what everybody thinks, Rick. You don't do anything. It's all John's doing. Here comes Randall.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, you Heath, you just type in, box D, you want number 9, D9. Okay? And whoever's first in the chat, all right, gets that item as they're showing it on the video. Hello, Lee. Hello, Dwight.
There we go.
I think I went there back in my college days. They're up in Cedar Falls, and I was dating a girl. I went to Iowa State, and I was dating a girl that went to UNI, University of Northern Iowa, there in Cedar Falls. And I think I went in there back in about 1980, 81, somewhere in there. So you're back in Thayer there, Randall?
Yes, sir.
Every time
I gotta go check, make sure I didn't leave anything in the van before I left.
Every time I see you there in Memphis, I think just get a peek over that berm past that tower, and you'll see my old warehouse I used to run.
Yep.
Of course, that's a pretty big yard there.
Yeah. Sorry for the wild ride, Steve.
Oh, no problem.
I'll show you right there.
Ethan, you're welcome to join.
So that train there is pointing south, headed towards Memphis.
Okay.
And this train here is an empty coal train headed north. So I was kind of now head in sitting at 2 Mile is where it's at. So
Okay.
trying to.
We're going to do our first mail call right off the bat. All right. And this came out of Southern Ohio. So it's coming in on the Capital City Limited. And it's something I have wanted. I just haven't broken down and bought. There's so many different things. And I finally said, well, I'm going to get into this intricate build with the brewery. I'm going to buy some of these. Here it is pulling into Fairview Street Station. And what I got from Southern Ohio is...
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
I'm looking at the chat. Ethan Armitage is asking where the link for StreamYard is.
Ethan, all you got to do is scroll up. I had it up there once. I'll put it up again.
And just to answer Bernard C's question, I actually just got off of work, and I was just showing you guys some of the trains that sit here in the yard. They've got them tied down everywhere right now. So,
all right, there you go, Ethan. So anyway, I finally broke down and bought some 1, 2, 3 blocks. Ta-da! Not just 2, but I got 4. And what I've done is I still have some neodymium battery. I'm not batteries. I always say batteries. Magnets from putting in uncoupling magnets all over the place. So I've paired them up as well so that I can clamp windows. Not windows. Jeez, clamp walls right to the 1, 2, 3 blocks. So that's our first mail call. Get that one out of the way. Yeah, Rick, I was toying between these or getting one of the Micromark trays. And I have such limited space here at the desk in front of me, uh, unless I go and build out in my workshop in the garage. So I just decided to go with the blocks instead. They make it easier, Lynn. By the way, hi, Lynn. I got kegs, didn't I? Yeah, I wish. My younger days, it would have been plural. Nowadays, one would last me quite a while. Yeah, the whole idea is, just be able to clamp. Whoa. Well, that busted the magnet. Never had that happen before. Magnets weren't such a good idea. I don't know. We'll see. I just probably don't need them having clamped each other. It's right. Scroll up. It's the last thing I posted, Ethan. Yeah, after the next mail train comes in, then hey, Digger, welcome. There's Lynn McCurdy. Howdy, Lynn. You're not out walking the dog? You're not walking the dog, Lynn?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I just got the computer back last night, and the microphone thing didn't work, so I've been down under. Yeah. Anyways, I'm here. Hi.
Good.
Hi, Linda.
Welcome,
Hi,
Lee.
Dave.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Been mad busy filming for my new series that comes. I start next week. I'm starting a new series of scratch build series for my channel.
Okay, what you gonna be building?
You'll have to wait and see what's on the scratch build series.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying nothing. There's a lot of scratch builds getting done.
I don't know if you're
I'll be linking the actual when I put the video out. If you've not seen the first one, when you watch the second one, that one will be there to click on as well. I know how to do that now. I'm coming up in the world with my YouTube channel.
Hey, Steve, I'm going to hang my keys up, but in the meantime, you guys can have a view of the train while I'm gone. So,
sure.
All right, I'll be back.
A good backdrop picture.
Cool, Randall.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Lee.
Hey, Randall. I'll give you a sneak peek of one thing I'm working on. Low relief building. That's me. I've been putting the path round it. I'm now making the roof.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've done. I've done 3 parts of this build already filmed to go out. The next part is the 4th part of me doing the roof.
Cool.
Yeah, it will be. Will be, but I've got the piece on the bench at the moment that I'm working on the template for the roof. It takes time.
Yep.
Scratch builds that aren't easy to do. They take a lot. All right, Trey. We got Rick the trees in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rick.
So Rick, how many things did you buy at Caboose Stop Hobbies Wednesday live stream? I got 3 plus I added one when I called in. So I've got a box car, a ice bunker reefer, a tanker, and a 2-bay hopper coming.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, Rick sent me this. As you notice, it's still in the package and sealed. I'm not insulted. I'm rather praised that he'd send this to me, but it says a beginner, kind of a beginner. But I don't know if he didn't like some of my semi-scratch built buildings or some of the others back here. But I've got some crazy ideas of what to do with this. Staying with the basic build, but then adding to it and modifying it and changing the doors and roof and
you're putting your own mark on it, basically.
Going from almost 2 years of doing nothing to the last month of being busy almost every single day, and then the computer crashing kind of.
Oh, I've had that happen. I had that happen last month. My laptop went down on me last month. Lucky enough, I sorted it.
Thank you, Rick. You like what I've done with it? I cut the dust off of it. It's clean, not like everything else in here. You probably already mentioned this and everything, but that was really nice seeing Rick at Heath's place the other day. That was really cool.
That was cool. I must admit.
I don't know which I was more impressed with, was Rick's height or Heath compared. But
I kept posting and nobody saw it.
Rick is quite tall, isn't he?
And Rick finally saw it at the end, but I kept posting twins, Arnold and Danny.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
And then Rick and Heath finally saw it right at the end.
But all jokes apart, that was really neat seeing them together, and I guess it was a 3-hour drive and a toll bridge just to get there. So that's putting out some effort.
So, were you claustrophobic, Rick?
You happened to catch Sparky's impromptu video the other night about what keeps us from working on our layouts? And
I caught it. The live stream he done.
There were some good points there and everything.
Yeah, there was a good point on it. I was gonna go up on the chat. I was gonna go and pop up. I did pop up for a bit. I was in the basement, but he had loads of people in the basement, so eventually I had to drop because of the time difference for me.
I think I had the same problem you had, Lynn.
That being retired, when you get up in the morning, it's not like you've got to be at work, you've got to come home, you've got to do this. You're all of a sudden, it's kind of like tomorrow, mañana, you'll get around to it. And this thing behind me going that direction has slowly just tapered off until somebody comes in and says, either work on it, do something with it, or take it down. Then I get busy. But I wanted to share. I can't give a lot of details because it's very personal, but a very young lady of the age of 8, I thought she was a little older, but wife says no, 8, came to visit the other night. Not me personally. She came to see the grandsons, and but she wanted to come in and see the trains. And I have pictures of her from when she was probably a couple of weeks old to less than a year old, and some of the things that happened in her life right in this room, sitting on my lap right here. Mm-hmm. I can't share everything. I'll message you, Steve, with some of the details later. But okay. She wanted to come in and she wanted to see the trains run. And between going on a 10-day cruise, train shows, Great American Train Shows, I've been posting pictures of that until this thing crashed. And going to see my wife's she'll be 100 in July, sister in San Diego. It's been really neglected, I've been using this magic cream stuff that Tina Marie and Heath and everybody talks about, and it works because I turned the power on and the trains actually ran.
Yeah, I
And
like that stuff that he showed. I can't use it. We can't get it.
And
I'd love to get it. I'd love to get that creep.
Do you run anything with traction tires?
No.
Okay, then you're fine.
Yeah. No, I know that a lot of the cleaning fluids will eat them up. Although I have found at the 99-cent store, I guess for braids and things like that for women, they have little black rubber bands that work perfect as the traction tires if you're not a perfectionist. Sometimes you got to watch. There might be a little bump in it, so the trains go, boom, 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 but it will work. No, I don't use the traction tires. I don't have a need for that. I used to use bullfrog snot. That stuff doesn't work either.
Okay, Ethan. Ethan, I'm going to post the link one more time for you. There you go.
I think Rich is asking, and yes, it's the no aux ID. I don't know if you can. That probably
But
doesn't show up.
Steve says it's the yes ox.
Yes, yes. I've inquired in our model shop over it, and it can't be got here. It's annoying.
CRC 2-26 is about the same stuff.
So the end results of this little girl coming over, and we ran trains for about a half an hour. She wanted this car hooked up to it. She wanted that car hooked up to it. And again, she wanted to see it go up over the top of the mountain, comes out over here and goes downhill and around, which I said, that ain't happening. But she got to see the big trains running upstairs. I haven't bothered to turn it on because I had the sound on and it will be so loud and noisy, it's uncomfortable. But anyways, she inspired me to clean my room. And yesterday morning, and on top of everything, last Sunday, I threw my back out, of all things, doing laundry. Now, it wasn't heavy laundry, just socks and underwear and T-shirts. And I have this thing that happens like one every 3 years, and now it's happening like once a year, and it's happened twice this year. That if I bend, pick something up, and turn, all of a sudden I'm like just paralyzed. Just picture an ice pick in your lower back going in, and if you try to move, it's on the pain level, it's a 9.9. It's right up there. And anyway, so I haven't been doing anything this week until yesterday when I took a whole bunch of stuff out of here and I cleaned all this up, and it doesn't look like it cleaned up, but really compared to what it was, so having a little friend come over, a young lady that's interested in my trains and stuff, it motivated me to do something. Of course, here I am sitting here talking to Steve and Lee and everybody, but I got something done. Of course, I got my computer back.
Something like that, though, innit?
Got my computer back, and the first thing I did after I contacted my Digitac drug dealer, not drugs, but I was looking for steel wheels and couplers and stuff after the train show, realized I needed to upgrade some stuff. And so I went on eBay. I haven't clicked buy yet, but I have a whole bunch of stuff marked that get busy doing stuff like that. Spam
Keith,
call.
That's a pretty big hobby shop based on the pictures I've seen.
Yeah, I went down
real friendly people there.
Yeah, I was down there at Memphis the other day and stopped by the hobby shop down there on the way out of town. They had a Athearn blue box kit. Well, I'd originally went down there to pick up a box car that I saw the last time I was there. It was a roundhouse car. It was a Burlington Northern box car. And I got lucky, found it, and then I found this DuPont hopper. Covered
Ethan,
hopper.
We can't see it yet, Ethan. You gotta post. You gotta hit that link and join the stream.
He may do like I did once with either you or Heath, that on my screen you have to scroll down, and there's the enter button. He may not be seeing the enter button.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing him on YouTube. That Ethan, no, I am not seeing him on the YouTube chat.
It's right there. Are you watching live chat or top chat?
Live. I always click live chat, not top.
It showed up on my chat.
Yeah, it's showing on mine.
Yeah, I can see him.
Oh, it is now, yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is now.
Where, Randall, where's the hobby shop at in Memphis that you go to?
It's on Summer Avenue. It's called Mid-South Hobbies and Games.
I don't know where Summer Avenue is.
Well, let's see. You go like you're going towards Nashville.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what exit you got to get off. It's like it says to get off on exit 12B. And
you go around the north side or around the south side?
Well, I would guess it's probably more like the east side.
Yeah, I know, but there's two ways to get to the east side. You can take the I-40 around the north, or you can take what used to be I-40 around the south, past the airport.
Okay. I know it loops around and it comes back around.
They come back together where 40 heads east.
Yeah, okay, that's the one.
Is it out there by Lewis Ford?
Lewis Ford. I don't think there's a dealership. No, there's not a dealership there.
Okay. I used to work there. So.
Okay. I'm trying to think some of the places it's right next to.
It's on Summer or Sumner?
Summer. And I think you spell it just spell it the same way you would spell like the season. SUMMER.
Oh, it's in Memphis? Not one of the suburbs?
Memphis, Tennessee. Yep. Mid-South Hobby and Game.
So hobby. The reason I ask is I used to live in Memphis, as you know. I'm just trying to figure out where.
It's a fairly large hobby shop. I mean, they got a lot of stuff in there.
Summer Avenue.
You might could just type in Mid-South Hobbies.
I did.
Games and it could show up. Oh, okay.
Now I'm looking for a map.
I have lots of stories about Memphis that nobody wants to hear about.
Yeah, I've heard some of those same stories.
That's inside the loop, and it's where the old I-40 used to keep going towards downtown.
Yeah,
and then it stops because there's a zoo there, a zoo and a park, and they wouldn't let them connect up to Memphis, so that's why they had to go around the north side. Interstate. But, okay, now I know where it's at.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, it's a pretty neat place.
There's a lot of good hobby shops out there. You just got to know about them.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only train shop that's that I can visit now because the one at Springfield closed up. The guy that had it retired. And
Rick
the
wants to know my
physical hobby shop.
Rick wants to know my life story. Rick, I was born in Davenport, Iowa, raised in suburban Chicago, went to school at Iowa State in Ames, Iowa, went to work out of college down in San Antonio, Texas, where I met my beautiful wife, and all three of our kids were born. Moved to Oklahoma City, lived there for 10 years, then Dallas, Metroplex, actually Mansfield. From there, we went to Wisconsin. My wife hated Wisconsin. From there, we went to Memphis. From Memphis, Danville, Illinois. From Danville, Illinois to Cordele, Georgia. Then back to Tennessee, up Clarksville, and finally retired down here in Florida.
I was waiting for Steve to start singing. I've been everywhere, man. I've been
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's kind of my theme song. What kind of couplers you looking for, Steve? I buy the bulk
I got some right here.
148 couplers.
I buy 158s, and for the tank cars, I buy 119 and 118 couplers. So
you're using the scale couplers?
Yeah.
There's some
And
odd
the
ones.
158s are? No, Ethan, you're not on live, at least not with us.
I saw Bernard's comments about the steel wheels, and
No, he's
the
not.
guy in our club that sells that stuff and Digitrack and all like that, he said at the GHAM train show in Bakersfield, California, he literally sold out everything he had. He said people were grabbing them up left and right, so maybe there is a shortage. Although I saw some other comments, tangent, so may look into that. It just, we try not to run trains on the club layout that don't have steel wheels.
Right.
Some people do. I did once.
There's
I
a
know-
variety of reasons behind it, and I've done some tips of the day, but it boils down to two things: dirt, and because the plastic wheels leave residue and stuff and attract dirt. But
I find they roll better. I know
Plastic wheels
you
are
know,
a big. I
no,
hate
steel,
plastic
if you look
wheels.
at the rolling better is a matter of coefficient of friction.
Yeah.
Okay? All things being equal, metal on metal is best, then metal on plastic, and then plastic on plastic. Okay. And
he did a whole show one night on what was going down. I can't bring it in here. It's too much trouble. A test track that is
Right.
at a 2.5% grade, couplers at both ends, and re-railer.
yeah, but you got to
and-
make sure everything is equal when you do those tests.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we used to, before we'd let new club members run trains, that any of their cars literally had to go down the incline unassisted, and the couplers had to match up before we'd let them run it on the track.
Yeah, makes
But-
sense.
When somebody shows up with 200 box cars, it's kind of like, oh, we trust you, just do it. Yeah.
Well,
But if you
you
start
pick a
having
few out randomly.
derailments and uncouplings, you get it off the track. Don't tie things up. The train show we just had, the Great American Train Show at the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds in Victorville.
That is a good question, Steve, because I've seen the Katy metal wheels are black, and it is extremely hard to tell if
I
they
take a
are.
little metal screwdriver and tap it against the wheels.
I love the KD wheels. They're fantastic.
I use Walthers or Bachman
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Athens
intermount-
good too. Athens got good wheels.
Yeah,
I
and
use the Bachman.
like so many other things, they're all a lot of these things like the Bachman and the Walthers. You compare them; they're identical wheels. I guarantee you, they're manufactured by the same company and the same specifications, all right, and just marketed under different names. And there's a lot of products like that, and you end up paying more for premium product names versus like a lower end product name for the same thing. So you got to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the train show we just had was different. Expensive as all get out for the club.
Why?
We show up Friday morning. They let us sneak in a little early because they wanted the vendors to set up first. So they said as long as we didn't obstruct the main entrance into the building, that we could unload and start assembling the modules, putting the legs on. So we roll all the stuff in. We start getting it all out. We go to put the legs on, and we have several boxes of the bolts. We tried to standardize that all the bolts are 2.5 fully threaded. I forget the exact size and number, but they're all the same. So you don't have to pick and choose what bolt goes where. And all the bolt holes are lined up on all the modules. So it's just 3 guys, and we put a module on a stand, bolt the legs on it, set it up, and assembly line works pretty good. We've really shortened the time of putting all this together. And we get stuff out, and we can't find the bolts. We look everywhere, and there's no bolts. And I had a recollection at our last time we set up, one of the officers was upset that the bolt box was all in disarray and washers were here and bolts were there. And he was going to take it home and sort it out. And he kept saying he didn't. So we sent everybody out. We went to Lowe's, we went to Home Depot, every place we can. And we ended up buying 250 bolts and flat washers. We get all that back. And by the way, the guy found them at home the next day. And so we get it all set up.
These Katie black wheels, you got to be careful with these too, because they're plastic axles, which is going to be no different than minimal difference than plastic axles on a plastic truck. I mean, that's what it is. So your coefficient of friction isn't substantially reduced, even though it may have metal wheels in this situation. So the key is getting metal wheels with metal axles.
I'm trying to see if I can find
it. One other thing I'll bring up, Steve. When I was talking about the Athearn wheels earlier,
I've just got some wheels here that's on one of mine. These are weird wheels. Let me see if I can get them off one of me.
But the Athearn wheels have 2 different versions. They have what they call a short axle version and a long axle. And I always have to buy the long axles because if you buy the short axles, the wheels will shift back and forth, left and right in the trucks. At least they do on my freight car, so I always have to buy the long axles.
Okay. And the other thing to do is make sure you tune your trucks.
Okay.
They make truck tuners. Micromark has them, and I've got the DCC concept version here.
They're plastic, but we've got metal over the plastic.
See, there's 2 different ones in the DCC concept.
They're Hornby. They're Hornby ones. They're plastic, but they've got metal rims on them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Lee. You're not gaining a whole lot. I say
no, you're not.
Rollability, you're not gaining much. Now you're saving on dirt with the metal wheels. But as far as rollability, metal wheels with plastic axle or rollability is not going to be substantially different.
They're not round axles either. They're square axles.
Square?
Yeah.
Well, between the wheels, it really doesn't matter. It's the pin.
Yeah, the pin's round, but the middle of the axle is square. It's only one of me. It's my box cleaning carve that I've made. It's got a cleaning pad on the bottom. It's my box cleaning carve that I've made.
I accidentally wrecked my track cleaning box car the other day. I accidentally knocked it off the track, and I wound up losing one of the cleaning pads. And I got to get back on the front porch and see if I can find that other one. I found one of them.
Oh, that's not good, Randall.
No, it's not good. That's been a real good car too.
I make my track cleaning cars. I use
a tuna truck
around. I use them.
You saw that, Steve? I saw it too from Bernard.
Yeah, that's a reefer for tuna fish.
But basically, what that car was, and if you watch some of my past videos for my layout, it's basically a Walters 60-foot high cube box car that has two motors inside of it, and each motor spins a disc and cleans each rail. It does a great job. Really, the only downside of it is it's bad about kicking up a kind of a dust that gets on the bottoms of the freight cars, and it looks kind of nasty underneath them. You have to kind of dust them off every once in a while. So, but it does wonders cleaning the track. It's probably been the best thing I've ever had to clean track with.
Huh.
I use.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to break down and buy one or make one or do something one of these days.
I use two different types. I dig it out, but it's all in boxes behind me. I don't know who makes it. They're expensive as all get out. Is the one that has the brass roller wheel in it, and you wrap the.
Okay. I saw that one. Yeah.
Like Jason has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then you put a handy white pad around that brass wheel.
Yes.
And that thing did wonders on my track when he had it here.
And Lynn's right. Those things do.
And then I use dust monkeys to keep it clean after that.
I make dust monkeys, believe it or not.
I know I'm gonna. I've asked this before, and
they're
somebody told
easy
me.
to
Now I
make those
forgot.
dust monkeys. You can buy them, but you can make them as well.
I'm gonna look them up because I can't remember what they are.
When we were setting up for the show, I told you about not finding the bolts and all that mess and expense. When we were attaching the legs, we have a Y at each end of the layout, so the yard goes down through the middle. And everything is numbered. These take special legs because of the shape of the two modules this way and one module that way. And, it's like 1BY, 1AY, and so forth, 2BY. And we noted, because now we've lost almost an hour in setup, we put the legs on one of the Y modules, and it was the wrong one because the numbers didn't match up. But it was like, it won't matter. We'll just take the leg and put it on the other end. So we set all this up. We get everything ready. We plug the power in, and it blows the circuit breaker. Power shuts off.
Oh.
We had one new module in the setup, so we assumed that was the culprit. We unplug everything. It still shorts out. So then we start testing down the line, and we got to the club president's modules, which he's one of the NASA engineers, so not likely. And these are modules been used before, but he didn't use his set of 2 6-foot, just 1 6-foot. So we assumed that was the problem. So now we're getting close to closing time Friday night, and everybody has to be out of the building by 6 o'clock. And we're right at 6 o'clock. We've disconnected that module, and we still have a problem.
Hey, Mystic.
So they're letting us in at 7 a.m. on Saturday, the day of the show. Doors open at 10. So we've got 3 hours to figure this out. And imagine 3 NASA engineers pulling their hair out, trying to figure out why this is happening, and literally unplugging everything, pulling all the joiner tracks, unplugging all of that. And it went back to that one Y module that we got the wrong legs on, because the legs are marked to match up with the correct module. So imagine they say 1BY for the Y, and we got 1BY legs on it. Well, when the guys are setting them up, the ground crew, the guys that climb underneath, measure, level, do all of that, they looked at the number on the legs, not the number on the module. And that module was set up at one end, and it should have been at the other end. And it caused a short in the track going around. So once we figured that out, everybody went to one end, pulled the module out, unbolted, unclamped, ran it to the other end, put it in, plugged it in, and everything worked. But then we had to go back and put all of the joiners back in, plug all the wires back in. We finished, had trains running with 5 minutes to spare. At 5 minutes to 10, everything was up and running.
Let's build modules. It'll be fun, they said.
Yes. Simple mistake. All, just down the line. And then the bad news of the whole show. Sunday, sometime Sunday, because I was taking videos and cameras and all this. We, park a lot of trains on the back track and the sidings and stuff, just, to fill it in. Somebody, an adult, as far as we can tell, decided they wanted to take a couple of souvenirs home with them. 2 nice locomotives, DCC with sound, disappeared.
Oh, man.
They were there, they're gone. And figure average cost, and the person that owned them, the club president, I'm the vice president, club president, that was probably around $500 to $600 worth of train that disappeared off the track. And nobody saw it.
That's not good.
So kind of the horse out of the barn type thing. We then put spotters on all 4 corners to keep an eye in case they came back.
Yep.
And that was a downer for the whole show. That and the vendors were mostly selling.
How did they get to the stuff? You don't.
And scenery, no structures. I went looking for structures, and there were some plastic buildings already built, but no kits, nothing like that. So it was a good show, except for the problem with the bolts, the shorting, and then the theft of 2 engines. So
it is.
How did they get to the engines? I mean, you leave stuff accessible to the public?
The modules are 2 to 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
These are the deeper ones. And we have a track that runs all the way in the back. So anybody wants to run point to point operation, kind of like Heath's time saver and things like that. So, some of the guys, they get tired of just watching the trains do the NASCAR thing. They want to, pick up a box car, go over here, drop it off. So this is all in the back. And this is a reach this far. So here's the front. Here's what the car's back here. I mean, we're talking 2.5 to 3 feet. And the track is 40 inches off the ground. So a child, and we've had it in the past, will grab something up front, but they can't reach the back.
Uh-huh.
And so somebody literally reached over and put it under their shirt or bag or something and walked off. And one was at one end and one was at the other end.
Man, that's not cool.
Yeah, Ethan, I did get your email, but there's nothing in it. I don't know what you want.
I'll tell you what, Lynn. That's why the club I'm in, they always instruct us that when we get done with our trains to put them up and take them home with us, because there are situations where that happens. So,
yeah. So well, some of the clubs put up plexiglass across the front. We have stands and heavy yellow rope. At one show, one of the members I don't know if you've seen my videos, we have battleships, aircraft carriers, space shuttles, all kinds of crazy stuff. And we have a corner module that is a bridge, a huge bridge, 6 foot, 40 inches, top all the way to the floor.
Trestle, isn't
and it? At one of the shows, some little child, won't get into details, decided to do a pole dance on one of these post stands. And the thing went over right into the bridge.
Where are the parents?
And parent was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And little kids crying because they fell. And the guy that owned the bridge, he was getting teary-eyed because that was part of his bridge. So, and space that it takes to put up these poles, and kids are always going under.
Hang on a second, Lynn. Ethan, yeah, I know it said StreamYard in it. I don't know what you want. I put the link up in here. All you got to do is copy that link and put it in your address bar, and hit enter, and it'll take you to StreamYard to the stream.
Yeah, it will.
Walk through the instructions.
Not doing that.
Walk through the instruction steps, and you'll be able to join the stream. But there's not much else I can do to help you, Ethan.
Yeah.
If it's popping up a deal where it's asking to either use Google Chrome or let's see, what's the other one it asks you to use? Because it asked me for two different ways to get in StreamYard, and I have to use Chrome to get in, or it won't work with mine either. So.
I see in the comments, and it was suggested an electric fence might work well, but then I'm not sure that our insurance policy would cover that. So.
Well, see, like I said, like you mentioned, Lynn, our club uses plexiglass all the way around the HO layout. Really all three of
our club does the same. It has plexiglass all the way around the layout.
But they still instruct us to take our equipment home with us when we're done. So
ours does the same. Take this.
Don't leave anything at night, back. Yes, but this was during the daytime, during the show with people all around.
Well,
that's where somebody needs to step up when they see kids doing stuff like that and talk to the parents. Saying, hey,
we're 100% sure, 99% sure this was not a child. This was an adult.
Oh,
this was an adult that knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because there was other cars and other things they could have taken that would have been a lot easier to reach. These were way in the back, heavy weight, expensive, and somebody had to be able to reach that far and do it without being seen. We've had children at other shows grab stuff, but usually they're walking away. Oh, look, oh, look, I got a box car, and we literally just sort of tackled one as they were with their parents, and the parents were like, we didn't see him do it. Yeah, well, your kids got it right there, waving it around. But no, this was definitely an adult that knew what they were doing, and I think plexiglass and things. And no, we don't leave the stuff out at night. Absolutely not. But
we got another mail train coming.
Okay.
But that's what happens.
That's unfortunate, though, to have stuff like that happen.
Yeah. We got the commuter Dinky bringing in some mail.
Yeah, Dwayne, if you're still in the chat, I'll send you an email where I get my intros done for. I have put it in the chat. I know you like the intro. You put a comment on my last video I put out over where did I get the intro done. I'll send you an email, and the person is in the States that makes them for me. I'll send you an email with the details on it. Dwayne.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's one of our work trains that's here working right now. You see the welded rail train right there. So, I was hoping maybe another one would show up before I left, but it don't look like it's going to happen. So,
always the way though, isn't it, Randall? You look out for stuff and it doesn't turn up.
Well, they've got everything tied down. I think there's another train up ahead that's dropping locomotives off somewhere, and I think somebody said they have one stall around West Plains or something. I don't know, but it's there. Just kind of everything was going on, so There was actually 2 locomotives that was sitting on the far inside track, one of the yard tracks, and another northbound empty had just stopped and picked it up because I was dropping the crew off at just south of Mammoth Spring at a train, and they was talking about it. So, I got everything blocked up right now.
So, my next package.
Oh, you got another package.
Yeah. All right. And one of the things I've been stalled on the brewery because I ran out of a key critical supply. Both my primary and secondary supply of glues were all used up.
Lincoln, you've definitely been doing too much scratch building then, Steve.
So I got the Tamiya Extra Thin, which is one of my go-to glues.
The green lid, it's got to be.
Yep.
Only
Yellow
the best. Only the best, Tamiya.
And then some general purpose Plastruck.
While you're doing that, Steve, I see Mystic's question about if I saw any Southern cars. You know, Mystic, I haven't seen a Southern car in a few months now. Not since I saw that last box car at Cotton.
I quite like that. I've seen that one in our model shop, Steve, that you've got there. Our model shop's got. Yeah, I've never tried using it.
It's good stuff. I like this. The one advantage the Plastruck has is it's got a longer, a taller bottle.
Yeah.
With a longer brush.
Yeah, so than the Tamiya. The Tamiya has a smaller brush, doesn't it? It's got a smaller
tiny brush, and it only goes halfway into the bottle.
When you open it, it's a shorter brush.
Right.
I like that Tamiya though. The Tamiya green one is a good glow. Yeah,
it's the Extra Thin. I use I got a small paintbrush I use.
Yeah, and I do the same. I use a small paintbrush. I've converted a long-handled paintbrush, made it shorter.
All right.
I seen your comment you put on me running trains, Steve.
Yeah. I like watching your little trains go running by.
Oh yeah. I've got one more train running by, and then I start my scratch build series. But I did put a video out Wednesday that was showing me workbench, and that is some nice space that I had for my workbench. Right, so that's the reef ready. I've got the reef cut, Dave.
Okay, cool.
I've now got to cut it so it goes. It's got to all be folded and everything so it fits on. That's the tricky bit. I've got the template all marked out. I've got to transfer that template over to there now.
Now I'm still missing one more glue, and it's supposed to come in.
Why? What's the other one you're waiting for?
It's a different Plastruck.
Oh, nice.
It's the white label.
Oh yeah, I know the one you mean, the white label one. I have seen it. Our model shop's got that one as well.
Yeah, those are the three I go to the most. Of course, I have some CA, both gel and fine liquid.
I mainly use the Tamiya. I've not really done many plastic kits. My scratch building is mainly wood kits.
Uh-huh.
Like I do a lot of with matchsticks and coffee stirrers. My scratch building.
Huh.
I've never tried using plasticard yet. I keep saying to myself, I'll go down the road and get some plasticard and have a go at doing some scratch building with plasticard.
Good thing you didn't see that.
See what?
Well, I mentioned that the little girl was over the other night and I was running all the trains. So I thought, oh, I'll flip the switch. The trains came on. All of a sudden I look up and I see locomotives and no cars.
Uh-oh.
And I look over at the lift bridge and there's cars every which direction. And I hit the power switch just as the locomotive plows into it. So there's a
should have taken a picture.
Pile of cars all over the place now.
You've had carnage on the railroad.
Yeah, well, I was worried they were going to come tumbling down because it's a
good intro for a tip of the day.
Yeah, looks like Steve's intro.
Yeah.
Just I'm still changing. These are some more of them, couplers, and these are the ones I want to put steel wheels on. And imagine there is 6 wheels per car, and I think I have.
Are those Athearn cars, Lynn?
Beg your pardon?
Are those Athearn cars?
I don't know.
Let's see the trucks. Let's see the bottom of the trucks.
They would have a steel clip if they are. So
hang on.
No, they're not.
No, those are.
They look like River RC.
River RC, HMIHC. They're all the same.
And these are the ones that I'm.
Still good cars though.
Changing out the couplers.
Yeah, you just gotta wait the hell out of them.
So I'm changing the couplers to the McHenry. I don't really prefer McHenry, but price-wise and availability, that's what I had to go with.
I call them McCheapies because they always bust.
Yeah.
Doesn't KD make a kit for those cars now?
Yeah, they do.
Probably.
It's like 508 or something like that.
Yeah.
The price on them. I went with these because of the price. There we go.
Yeah.
I put the McCheapies on my Riviera Union Pacific cars. I had nothing but problems. So I've got to find those KDs. I think they're 508s and convert those over. And I since replaced all my Riviera cars with Athearn because Athearn cars are shorter. They're not as prototypical, but they run better on my layout.
See, I got lucky when I got my 2 Frisco cars. They already had knuckle couplers on them. And
okay, here's a trivia question for you, Bernard. All right. Since you posted this.
He's left Linda McCarthy up on big at the moment, and he always forgets to do it.
I know it. Oh well.
Anyway.
So Bernard, all right, what was the first railroad that had RPO cars? I'm not talking about carrying mail in a baggage car. I'm talking about railroad post office. Name that railroad. And don't use Google.
Oh, that's nice, Lynn.
I'll give you another hint. It's the same railroad that was the first to have Vista Dome cars.
I know better than try to answer these questions. I always get them wrong.
Those that watch my tips of the day religiously, you would know.
I know it.
Or my interview on Jason's channel. Nope, not Western Pacific. Wrong answer. Anybody else?
I can't remember it. I've watched that many stuff of yours, Steve. I forget half of it.
These are easy questions, guys. Easy.
I know.
Easy peasy.
I know they are.
All right. If you all give up, I'll tell you the answer.
Go on.
All right. The CB&Q.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that.
Burlington and Quincy.
Oh, yeah.
I knew since you were a Burlington guy, it had to be that. But
yeah, I forgot he was a Burlington guy. I forgot about that.
Oh, by the way, Steve, I did get all those Burlington gondolas put together. They look really, really good.
Do they?
Yeah, I had to kind of drill the holes out a little bit and tap them to make the screws screw in where they wouldn't strip out. But once I got them drilled in,
yeah. Are they the AHM?
No, they're the Scale Trains Kick Classics cars.
Okay. I had to do the same thing with my AHM ones.
But man, they're good looking cars. I mean,
where's mine? I got one here somewhere.
Yeah. Going back on that message you just put in there, Mystic. Mine's an XL. That craft knife's an XL. They're the best craft knife because you've got the grip on it.
I've got 2 of them.
Oh yeah, I love them craft knives. And I've got another version, slightly cheaper version, but it's still got the same little bit of a neck on it where you've got a comfiness. Knives, I like them as craft knives. The XL is a good knife. They're all
nice,
the best one. That's nice.
2 of these. These are both the AHM Riviossis. It's amazing the amount of detail the bottoms of these things had back in the 60s.
I believe it or not, I've got Bachmann boat, Bachmann boxcars. I was gifted off a friend. I like the Bachmann couplers.
That's a cool car.
Let me see if I can go and get them. They're in the side.
Then on Wednesdays, Caboose, we talked about it earlier. On the Wednesday, Caboose Stop Hobbies in Cedar Falls, Iowa, on their Wednesday YouTube live stream, I picked up a Burlington boxcar, Santa Fe Ice Bunker Reefer, Texaco 3-dome tanker, and a Burlington 2-bay hopper.
That's Bachmann.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Yeah, get back to work. It's a work day.
Yeah, that's me. That's me Bachmann. What? I've got a 3-set Bachmann set. There's 2 of them. There's the 3rd one. I was gifted them off Somerset Andy. He sent me them. I like the couplings on them, on the Bachmanns.
Nah, Bernard. It's all in good fun. Yeah. All in good fun. Huh.
We all struggle with replacing couplers, and I'm not a fan, or do I use the horn hook? But on these cars, found it really interesting on how to change them. Because usually you got to take the trucks off, you got to mess with them. You pull them off.
Oh, the McCheapies?
Pull me one to the west.
You push the new one in.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah, that's what you can do with the Bachmann.
Hey, you know why they make them easy like that, Lynn?
No, tell me.
Because they break so often, they got to make it easy for you to exchange them.
Well, other than the derailment up here, I have had no problem with them so far.
I hate my good old trusty Warrior one. I broke the coupling. You've got the coupling. See if you can see the coupling there. It's plastic. I broke the back one.
That's a neat little engine.
Oh, hey, that's why I call it my trusty Warrior. Going around the layout, that'll do some serious pulling around the layout. That'll pull. It's pulled 40 boxcars around my layout.
Really, that little thing can pull 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're boxcars.
Insane.
No. Back to truck up, Randall. The boxcars he's talking about are half the size of ours.
Well, still though, that's pretty stout. I mean,
they're the boxcars it can pull.
And it's probably not weighted, so.
It is. It's a Bachmann and it's weighted.
Yeah, but it's probably not weighted to NMRA standards.
No, probably not.
Steve, those scale trains guns, aren't those the 50-foot? I think I saw those. And I was tempted.
Yeah, I think that's right, Steve. They are 50-foot.
Yeah, the ones I've got are like 40 or less. I mean, they're not prototypical by any means.
That got the nickname the Trusty Warrior down to thingy Uncle Wilmer's challenge he done. And that done the challenge with that. And then since it's on that challenge, it's been nicknamed the Warrior because it doesn't miss a bit. It doesn't miss a beat on the layout.
52.6. Okay.
The only problem I've got with it is the coupling. I've only got one coupling on it. I need to make another coupling on the back of it. The coupling snapped. It was a plastic decoupling. So I've got to make one. So I'm in the process of designing something. Hopefully it's going to work.
Lee, I have something to share with you. While I was cleaning the room the other day, came across this little box.
What?
And you're going to love what's in here.
Go on.
Not going to show you the paperwork.
Wait till I see this. What is it?
Are you ready?
Go on. Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Okay, I lost
that is nice.
That's a nice looking engine.
That is.
This is my wife's. She always tells me when I go to train shows, don't buy anything you want, just what you need. And then she comes back with stuff like this.
But it's so cute.
That's it. Yeah. She goes, but it was
so cute.
It's a good looking engine, Lynn.
Yeah.
That is.
Is that one of those Terriers?
Oh, just dropped the paperwork.
Is that one of those Terriers?
The last two engines I bought, which the one of them I just did a review on, the FP45.
Yeah, I remember that one.
The BNSF Legendary Liveries engine. That is.
Yeah, I remember you doing the review on that, Randall. It was.
Yeah,
nice
yeah. I just uploaded that video today, so.
I haven't watched it. I've just seen.
Yeah.
You put it up. Vaguely had a quick glance at it. I need to go and watch it.
Yeah, it is an absolutely stunning engine. Atherton really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
With that.
I'll have a look at that after this stream. I've already put it on me to watch less, so I will look at it.
The sound on that thing is amazing. The horn is insane on it.
It's got to be.
Somehow I have lost my
I've got another engine that I'm going to review. I'm not going to reveal it till I review it, so I'm going to kind of keep everybody in suspense.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the way to do. That's the first time my scratch build series. That's the first time I've showed what I've been building on my scratch build series.
Cool, yeah. I'll have to go back and watch that series, Lee.
What's that?
I said I'll have to go back and watch that series.
That's not out yet. That comes out.
Oh, okay.
That's my new series. It's coming out. I upload on a Wednesday and a Friday, and that'll be next week's upload. Starting of that.
Steve, what did you lose?
Oh, I found it.
Oh, good.
I thought you'd lost your brain then, Steve.
Yeah, I found it. I wanted to measure my gondolas because Steve put up the 52.6 or 52 feet 6 inches for the scale trains guns, and that made me curious as to how long my AHM guns were in their 40.
I'm going to measure mine, see how long mine are.
So,
where's my ruler?
And again, they're not prototypical. I mean, these are.
Steve,
I don't know that the word had been applied to model railroading back in the 60s.
No, mine aren't even that long.
Steve, I don't want to leave you out of
7.
I don't want to leave you out of the show and tell. So this one's for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Hang on. No.
Dum 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 dum.
Oh, it's a tanker.
Yeah, it's a nice tanker as well.
Cool. That's a BLI, isn't it?
It says Westside Model Company.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
I found this at a swap meet out in the desert.
Oh, nice.
And the person that had it had no idea what it was. They knew it was something because I definitely lowballed the price on it. And I said, oh, I'll give you $5 for it. And they're, no. And they go 10. And I go, okay, I'll take it for 10. And my wife's going, really? For just one car? If you didn't notice, it's brass. The whole thing is brass.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy,
For $10.
That's not bad.
that's good.
This is a shelf queen. I don't take it to shows unless I'm right there and it shows and then it goes back in the box.
Yeah, oh, yes.
But
I'm the same. I don't go my club no more. I haven't been my club for a while because it's dead clicky.
I keep that sucker in a safe, Lynn.
You notice it's in the box, and
Yeah.
You know, this is maybe the second or third time I have taken it out of the box, but it is all brass. I mean,
wow.
you can't tell on video, but even the hand railings, there is no plastic in this thing.
Yeah, if you want to detail models, you know, plastic and molding has come a long, long way in the last 10, 20 years. Prior to that, if you wanted something that was highly detailed, you had to either get brass or use a lot of cast additional pieces.
Can't say much though. These Bachmann coat box fans I've got, I like the detail on these, and they are slightly weathered.
I have one that has been put away and I can't find it. I get all kinds of yard sale deals and so forth. And wherever this is, I ever find it, I'll definitely show it. And all of the writing on it was Japanese. So I figured that would be cool. Something. And
sure it wasn't Korean?
No, Japanese. And I'll tell you what. Because the name on it and everything, they had both the Japanese symbols, but also the word. And I looked up the word, and it said train shop in Japanese. Then I did more research, and that was about it, except there was a movie that came out, I believe, in the 60s. Not sure exactly, maybe late 50s. Everybody has seen it. A movie called Godzilla, the original.
Yeah.
And remember the train going by and Godzilla, flames and all like that? The same company made that train for the movie. Now, it's not the same train, but it's by the same company. And that is all I could find on research looking it up. So, kind of different. It is put away, and I can't find it. It's here in the garage someplace. But
I've got a friend.
You'll find it when you're not looking for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's always the way. I done it yesterday. I couldn't find. There was what was I looking for yesterday? I was looking for my stuff I used for making a coal load, and I was convinced it was in this one cupboard under the layout. It wasn't there. It was in a different cupboard, totally to where I put it last had it. And I found it in a different place. That's the way.
Reading.
All right, Bernard. Now I know we're close to the same age when you start coming up with bands like that.
We have people that just come up to us at train shows and other places and give us stuff. And this guy walks up and he goes, "You want this?" And, I'm not a cigar smoker, but nice box. We've already gone through it, but it is full of cars. Unfortunately, the wrong scale, but everything from T-Birds to tow trucks.
Those are HO, aren't they?
They're just a little bit too big.
Yeah,
some of the cars might be, But like I said, we went through the box. If you've seen our videos and train club and everything, again, the battleship, but one of the officers in the club is really in the military, and he has the military trains. He has the training center on his modules where Patton practiced out here before going to Africa. He has an airfield with all kinds of planes and stuff on it. So he's thinking about doing a World War I module. And he found 3 World War I or 1910, something like that, vehicles, trucks.
Have you seen Angel Share's little show layout of Nam 68?
No.
Oh,
it's cute. All right,
yeah,
it's basically a little loop-de-loop with a divide down the middle, so you got 2 different scenes, but it deals with Vietnam in 1968.
Yeah, Angel Shares that layout is nice. He was at one of the shows here in the UK. He went to one of the shows where Chris went to, and it's a nice layout.
I like the USS Hornet that your guy has there with the prop turning on the B-25.
Yeah, Doolittle's bombers. Yes.
Yeah.
We get a lot of comments on the Arizona. Yes, Arizona, Iowa.
It's an Iowa class. I don't know if it's the Iowa. It could be the Iowa, Missouri, New Jersey, or Wisconsin. Because none of the videos you show have the bow number showing.
Yeah.
If you had the bow number showing, I could tell you which one it was.
And those are all scratch built. Those are not kits. And a lot of people comment about the length, because that aircraft carrier is 10 feet long. And that is HO scale.
Ethan keeps telling you he likes your layout.
That what he did was, you can get 1/700 scale plastic ships and all like that, and they come with the original plans and paperwork. Shows a lot of the detail. So he takes that to Kinko's
and blows it up.
Have them take the plans and enlarge it to 1/87th.
Right.
And that's where he gets all the dimensions. And then we have a couple of carpenters in the club, helps, that literally mill and machine the hull to the plans, and then everything else he makes. There's a few parts, of course, he has to buy, like the life rafts and some of the things, but a lot of the guns and turrets and all of that, he's a plumber by trade. And those are all spare plumbing parts. And a lot of people can't believe that he actually made them. I've been to his house and watched him putting stuff together. And they're just walking, like not even paying attention. And all of a sudden, here's a deck, here's this and that. Just, comes crazy with that. And then all the smaller vessels and ships. But anyway, so I got this box of cars. I don't know what I'm going to do with. And the 3 trucks that he had, there was a couple of wheels missing and everything like that. So I did some digging around, and it's all covered up with rail cars right now. So,
is that what is, Bernard? Is that what is now Area 51, Tonopah?
Tonopah. Talking about Tonopah, Nevada?
Yeah. Bernard's.
That's near.
Bernard's got a couple.
He's a bot. He's got to be a bot. That guy.
Who? Ethan? No. Read your chat. Read the private chat, Lee.
Is there a private chat?
Everybody's all quiet while they're reading. I've been looking at it, glancing. Since Steve told me a few weeks ago how to look at chat and be on here at the same time. But,
Yeah, I can't do that. I have to actually click on the little bar down here that says chat, and that's how I can read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're on the phone, it works
chat.
different.
Yeah.
Well, you got chat for YouTube, and then you got private chat on StreamYard. So
I know what Bernard's talking about now. That's where Doolittle, they practiced the bombers taking off and landing. Because they had to do a lot to prepare to be able to get those planes off of the aircraft carrier. Original plans were they were going to bomb and then go back to the aircraft carrier, but they were spotted, and so they launched early and only able to go one way.
no, they were always going to go to China because you can't land a
Were they?
B-20. Yeah. The problem was they had to launch like 400 miles too soon,
Yeah.
and they didn't even know that if they could make it to the coast of China. The original plans were they're going to fly through China to Chinese-held,
Okay, that was it.
Chinese-occupied areas, not Japanese. So my layout, Ethan, is 22 feet long and 9 feet across.
Unfortunately, my layout's boring. It's only 4x8.
Hey,
Nothing
you
boring
know,
about
you-
it.
That's all I got.
I had
That's all I got
I had
room
four
for.
by-
So.
I had 4x8 for
I've
40
got a
plus
4x8
45
layout
years.
that's in front of me. And I have got another layout that is 26 foot by 4 foot that's up in the loft. So I've got to choose of 2 different layouts. I'm just greedy. Simple.
This
But they
mess
have
is
built-
basically modular, because nobody knows what the future is, and I knew that someday may have to move it out of here. So other than the scenery would have to be cut, all the sections are literally bolted together.
I like the rock scene behind you.
Yeah, look good.
It does. It
The
does
wife,
look good.
Well, I've got
Big-
one more mail train coming around.
Mail train.
He's doing a good rock face at the moment. Recently, he's just been doing some nice rock faces. Hillbilly Railroad, Scotty in the States. He's doing some nice rock work.
Reading Rick's comments.
Unfortunately, Steve, I won't be able to see your other mail train come in. I gotta go run some errands and then head towards the house, so I'm gonna have to jump off.
All right.
Okay,
Hey, man.
Yeah, Randall.
Yeah, it was good chatting with you guys. You guys take care. Have a good one.
Yeah,
You
well,
too.
don't forget I'm live Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Sounds good, Lee. I'll try to be there.
Yeah.
All right,
I
take
know
care,
the
guys.
time change has changed now, so I know what time it is because I try and connect it with yous in the States. I work the time out. That's why I try and come do it for the same time with the yous lot.
Sounds good, Lee. All right, you
Yeah,
guys
take
take
it
care.
easy anyway, Randall. Nice
Sure,
to
Randall.
see you, mate. You have a good day
guys.
or good evening, whatever it is for you.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Catch you later.
And here we have the Broadway Limited pulling into the station. That means we must have gotten something from something else from the East Coast.
Hi, Dwight. I've got a right. I need to write that down a minute. I need to send that over.
I've got a package coming down from Canada. If it's here by next weekend, maybe I can share the opening with you.
All
I know
right.
some of the
I need to
content.
email Dwight.
Some surprises in it from
Got my headphones.
Ron the Toyman and Fishy.
Oh yeah.
What's happened to
Okay,
Steve?
so I'm right here. Can't you see me, Lee?
Yeah, now you just changed your screen and I've seen a different screen.
Yeah, it's because I have like 12 cameras now.
Yeah. I've got 4 cameras now, Steve.
You got 4? Okay.
I've got
All right,
my My old mobile phone has become a camera now. I've rigged that my old mobile up as a camera.
In addition to being challenged by not having any glue to start getting hardcore into the brewery build, now that I got the glue, there's one other thing I figured out I needed, and I needed more brick panels because of the way this thing is getting truncated and such. I'm going to have a big opening that I have to fill in. And Evergreen makes sheets, and they're $5 a sheet or something like that. I'm going, geez. So I started looking around, and I found out that Walthers has brick sheets available, and they're the same size as since it's a Walthers kit. The size wise, they match. Now they're dark. These are dark red, and they don't match color wise. But I can.
You can tone them down with acrylics.
Well, I'll have to paint them because the brewery kit is a creamy yellow.
Oh, is it? Get your airbrush out.
Yep. But here's the kicker, right? These were $10, and there are 6 sheets of bricks in here.
That's not bad.
That's pretty darn good, I thought, for $10.
That is. We can get something like that. I don't know if I've got any to hand down here, but it doesn't come on card.
Steve, did you need some brick?
You got some brick too, huh? I don't need any more.
Sheets are out in the garage.
Oh, that's what brand is that? Because that's not Evergreen.
No.
Is that just printed card or is it plastic?
Neither. It's not paper either, or it's paper like.
Okay.
Came from a company in Italy.
Really, Rick? Really? Oh, not Walthers. Okay. The nice thing about these is they'll be the same. They'll match not only the brick pattern, but also the thickness. So, and I thought 6 sheets for $10. That's pretty good. What Lynn is showing is printed. It looks like.
Yeah, that's printed because that's what I'm
printed, but it's texture.
I've got something we have here.
The proper terminology would be embossed.
Yeah.
Embossed.
Embossed. Yeah.
I'll be right back. We're gonna run next door.
All right.
I can't find it. Yeah, I've got what I'm trying to find. We can get sheets of that, but it comes actually on paper, and then we put it on the back of cereal packets.
Right.
It's done by Metcalf.
What I've done in the past, I use 2 things. The paper like that, I will put either on foam board, which is the foam board.
I know what you mean by foam board.
Yeah, the foam board.
There.
Thought I had a sheet here. No, my foam board's a lot thicker.
Yeah. That's little foam board I use. But that's how it comes. That's how that sheets come. It comes printed like that. That's just an offcut I've just come across. That's brick. We get brick paper that's on paper, and you can just mount it onto cereal packets.
Well, I've got a big full sheet, but it's at the bottom of a stack of stuff down there. But
yeah, you mount it like.
Anyway, I either use the foam board or masonite. If I'm building like a structure and you want to use that printed stuff, like put it on masonite.
Yeah. I know what you made.
For scratch building stuff.
Yeah, I do a lot of scratch building out the plasticard. Not the plasticard, the card kits. But most of the scratch builds that I've been doing recent, like that one, that was a kit that was literally thought I couldn't rescue, and I brought it back and rescued it and made that out of it.
my Sky Bridge. Not me.
Not me.
It's Lynn.
It's Len.
I used the masonite to build the Sky Bridge for the flower plant and its annex over there in Aurora. So.
Yeah, I couldn't find the mute button. Something about my car.
Said to Steve, mute you.
That's just that's my nickname. Mute.
Yeah, I don't use it no more, though, do we, Steve? I have created the stream as well, Steve, for Sunday.
Okay, I'll be there. I'm planning on it anyway.
Yeah, I'll be sending out the links in a bit. I seen you were live, so I thought I'll come up. I just finished creating the live, so I thought I'll come up and see you. You can take me off big now, Steve.
Well, I like you on big though, Lee.
Oh, God. Do you have to?
This is what I ran out to.
No, it was a call for a car warranty, Bernard.
Yeah.
My brother just had a heart procedure done, and now they're going to install a chip or something, and so I'm calling my bionic brother, and he said, I hope it comes with a warranty. I said, don't worry about that, Randy. I said, you'll get a call. You'll get a call every day for an extended warranty on your chip. That's so the doctor's office can monitor his heart. So
Here's what you need, Steve.
what's that? Oh, that's more brick.
This one, someplace in Illinois. That's what it says. You can't read it, but the circled in red is the one that I have in my hand here. Got
just
that
so you know, the S is silent on Illinois. Just so you know. Yes.
Evanston,
Illinois. I know where it's at. Home of Northwestern University.
On 601 Davis Street.
I don't know where that's at.
Me neither.
It's probably near the university.
But somebody way back when paid $3.50 for this. For
a sheet?
It's open, so there may have been more than one sheet. I can't tell.
There's a number of different plastic companies out there. Everybody just knows Evergreen. But the rock sheets that I use, well, there's a couple different places I've used them.
You can get
they're like half the price. They're half the price of Evergreen. I think half the price and double the amount, so it's like 1/4 the price. Evanston, Wyoming. There you go.
Yeah, I knew Bernard would come up with something like that. He seems to come up with some good. He knows his stuff, Bernard. I've seen him in Back on Track.
Well, he didn't know the answer to the first RPO car or the first Vista Dome.
No, he didn't. I couldn't believe that with him. And yet Bernard C usually knows most things. It's unusual.
Bernard was commenting about Evanston, but this is I can't get the glare off of it. Evanston, Illinois.
Illinois, no S.
Illinois.
That's like, what's the capital of Iowa, Lynn?
I have no idea.
What's the biggest city in Iowa?
I have no idea. No. What's the capital of California?
Sacramento.
Because a lot of people think it's Frisco or LA.
No. Now, if you want to play Trivial Pursuit here.
No.
No, we're not going there.
Name 4 states where the state and the capital city both start with the same letter.
Okay. You know,
More like, who cares? It's Iowa. Right? Well, thanks, Steve. It's just because it's my native. I was born there and went to school there. I mean, hey.
yeah, that's why you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
I always wonder. I see these, war movies, and there's the sentry, and the guy drives up, and what's the capital of Iowa? I'd be shocked. Why? He doesn't know.
There was a movie where the guy actually answered, "I don't freaking know."
Well, I hear historically there was one where the officer or whoever they were questioning gave the correct answer, and the sentry didn't know and thought he was wrong.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
Yeah.
Boy, that's in a movie as well. Anyway, the capital of Iowa is spelled DES space MOINES.
Des
So
Moines.
You pronounce both parts wrong. It's Des Moines.
Well, duh.
No F. Duh. Des Moines.
Well, that's like on Sparky's show the other night. He had two others on there that were from Canada. And one was pretty much French, you could tell, Canadian.
Yeah.
I took a little French in high school, and I learned some terms. I got by with a C grade, and that was 50 years ago or more, almost 55 years ago. Do you know how much French you use in Southern California?
0 to none.
You got it.
Unless you go to a restaurant.
The only reason I didn't take Spanish is because everybody else was taking Spanish. I didn't put two and two together that would be more productive. But
I took Spanish 2 years Spanish in high school, and I moved to San Antonio, and I couldn't understand a word they were saying. After living there for 8 years, I could, but
it's interesting. We travel a little bit. In fact, we just did a cruise down to the Sea of Cortez, and you'll see more English in Mexico than you see Spanish in California. I mean, billboards, everything has Spanish on it. You go to Mexico, everything's in English.
now I can understand at places like airports having multiple languages and stuff like that. Fully understand that, because you're talking about travelers. But for day in, day out, I'm not a believer in having signage. Matter of fact, I'll see, and this is somebody's going to call me a racist, I'm sure, but here in Tampa, you'll see commercials that are in Spanish. And to me, I'm offended by that. Somebody living in the United States needs to speak English. I don't care what nationality they are. They need to speak and understand English. To get a driver's license, a commercial driver's license, to get a commercial driver's license by federal law, all right, you have to read and comprehend English. Okay, that's federal law. And I used to have truck drivers come in all the time of multiple nationalities and say, they don't understand. They don't understand. I said, well, then take your truck and get the hell out of here, because you're violating the law. And then all of a sudden they understand. So, Ethan, my address when I lived and grew up in Downers Grove, all right, was, believe it or not, 123 7th Street in Downers Grove. I think my parents had to buy a house with that kind of address just so my brother would be able to comprehend it.
Too bad you weren't on 4th Street.
Yeah, no kidding. They didn't. 4th Street did not have a 123 address.
Steve,
I know that. I know that, Steve. But there should be.
The language thing. Have you ever been to Belize?
No.
Everything is in English, but Lee would get a kick out of this. Belize is overseen by the UK, kind of like Canada, Australia, New Zealand. You know, it's a separate country.
The Cayman Islands are part of the Commonwealth.
But they don't have a military. If there's a problem, then the UK steps in.
Right.
But
Cayman Islands are that way.
The language, the English that they use is mixed. On cars, the hood is a bonnet, but the trunk is a trunk. And to explain that is that when they first started getting vehicles, they were mostly getting like Land Rovers and things like that, and they didn't have a trunk. They were Jeep-like vehicles because they all came from the UK. It's a jungle, you know, so forth. But then they started getting cars brought in from the United States, and the U.S. cars had trunks. So the vehicles in Belize, they have a bonnet, but they have a trunk.
Instead of a boot?
Instead of a boot.
Instead of a boot.
But Steve, I need some coffee. The dog's looking at me. She wants out. She's got her legs crossed.
We are approaching our 2-hour mark. So
no, Steve never goes past 2 hours. He even comes up on my stream for 2 hours.
I try not to. I got other things. I haven't gotten anything done on the railroad all week long because A, I was out of supplies, and then B, now I'm on here. So
yeah, now you've got your supplies, you can get stuff done.
Actually, Bernard, to get a pilot's license in any country, a commercial pilot's license in any country, you have to speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All pilots on international flights have to speak English.
I'm going to say
universal air traffic control.
See you, Lindy. See you around the streams.
Well, I'm glad you got some brickwork done, Steve. I haven't gotten diddly done. I got the supplies now, especially once my other type of glue comes in.
I need to get some mine. I need to film the part 4 of me build.
Bernard, there's a classic story where there's a Lufthansa flight flying into Frankfurt. I think it was Frankfurt, Germany. And the pilot starts speaking German. The air traffic controller comes back and says, you must speak flight such and such, you must speak English. And the pilot comes back on in English and says, I'm a German flagged aircraft flying into a German airport. Why the hell do I have to speak English? And all of a sudden, a pilot comes on, because you lost the bloody war. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to call it a stream.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for having me, Steve, and I'll see you on my stream Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday. Want to thank everybody
for in a bit. So bye to everyone in chat. See you again.
I want to thank everybody for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Friday live stream and mail call. We'll see y'all later. Bye.